everybody, welcome to Open TreeHouse, episode 2.
We hope you enjoyed the first installment of Open TreeHouse. We got a lot of positive support, so thank you for that.
Yeah, no, it was a really fun episode to record, so we hope you guys really liked it. So, for today, though, we're going to be talking for couch chats about unity versus division. So, like, when is it better to unite against a common foe or a common, problem and just get it done with a group of people? Or when is it better to divide and conquer and get all the other problems at once, you know?
Yeah, I feel you, bro. Like, especially nowadays, there's a lot of division, I would say, nowadays in just society in general. And I think we could really benefit from coming together nowadays. But there's definitely situations where you need to divide and conquer, like you said.
Oh, yeah. No, like you're saying, we're just slowly becoming more and more polarized as, just not even just politically, just everything. What type of movies do you like?
Yeah.
What type of music do you like? What type of, it seems like anything can start an argument instead of a debate nowadays. It's no longer talking about each person's side. It's about, hey, this is the right way, this is the wrong way. I don't care what you think. So.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of it has to do with social media. You know what I mean? A lot of it, because everyone's putting out their 2 cents, their opinion. And I love social media. It's what I do. But when you go on Instagram, it's either you're seeing news about this and that, and everyone's opinion, and no one coming together. You look at the comments; it's usually all negative. So you know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, and it's so much easier to just throw something out there when you know that there's not really any consequences or repercussions.
Yeah.
So why not just say something mean on there? That's just what people think.
Yeah.
But in today's climate, especially with some of the crazy stuff going on the other side of the world, it's proof that there is still a problem that we feel like we solved. There's just this. There's never gonna be world peace. There's never gonna be
not gonna happen ever.
It's not gonna happen. It'd be nice if it happened. It'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But the reality of the situation is that it's just there's so many different individuals in the world,
Different
and everyone
views.
everyone has their own perspectives. Whether they're religious or atheist or they believe in a certain religion or a certain non-religion. It's a whole bunch of stuff. Everyone has their perspective and how they view the world, and that I feel like that's why unity can kind of just be this massive machine of just people coming together with all their different perspectives, their points of views, and just their different experiences in life, and they can overcome a lot more than if it's just one person trying to overcome some massive problem like world peace.
Yeah, and there's always going to be people with different views and people who disagree with you, but that's what I think makes this world what it is. Everyone can't get along. That would be boring, right? If everyone got along, think of a society like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't think I would want to live there. Everyone would just, so I like apples, so everyone likes apples. No, you should be able to have your own opinion on things.
Oh yeah.
But I definitely think when it comes to certain things, the pandemic, I would even say, we could have, it could have been handled way more unified and not so against each other when it's hey, we could tackle this together. Instead, we kind of divided and, don't want to get too political with it, but it's just, that's an example.
We definitely divided, and we did not, have really a set plan. It just kind of, changed as we got more information on the pandemic and the virus, which is kind of sad and unfortunate because we've lost so many people due to that. If we had stopped arguing about whether or not we should wear masks or whether or not we should do this or that, instead, why don't we just all come up with solutions and just try them? As long as it's not an ideal or a solution that will bring someone down or ruin someone, I feel why not keep that open mind? As long as it's not hurting anyone, it's better.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people spend more time arguing than actually, combating the issue at hand. And that's one thing that I think is definitely an issue with today's world. The pandemic's a good example, instead of coming together, We all kind of just argued our views and like kind of, you know, politicized it a little bit. But, you know, what are you going to do?
There's just been so many lost lives because of it.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And like, COVID is just an example. Like, this is something that, it's like a problem that's always happened. It's just not understanding people's like perspective and just completely only using your experiences and what you know instead of focusing on, hey, this person has done this, or like if you want to be a good basketball player, would you ask like a high school basketball coach to be your trainer, or would you ask like LeBron James or like or Michael Jordan or whoever? Would you like? It's a clear question or a clear answer, just because each person has more knowledge in a different thing. So just I guess I'm inviting you to keep an open mind when it comes to anyone you agree with or disagree with. Like, just realize that we're just all people here.
Yeah.
We're trying to make sense of the world, and we're confused about what's going on. So, yeah, that's kind of just what we're talking about. There's like an article that I read, I'll link it below, where it talks about a guy who spied on the Taliban and how he realized that these evil people are just people who have a different perspective. It's not a good perspective. You shouldn't just go around terrorizing people or killing anyone, but that doesn't drive away from the fact that they have such a radical perspective.
Yeah, for sure. I would say, like you said, yeah, they're humans too. They may not be good humans by any means, but I think that the article is pretty cool because it just shows that, like, you know, well, people are really different. Like, the way they just go about things and the way culture is over there, it's way different. And, you know, it's a cool article. You should check it out.
Yeah, no, and everyone has their own cultures. Like, you can't just we can't condemn a culture just because it's a different culture than ours. Like, but
unless they
you can't
hurt us.
Well,
which they have.
but you can condemn the people.
Yeah.
Like, for their actions that they've done. Like, not every person who lives over there is a terrorist, but not every person who's over there is a good person by any means. Like,
but that's
same here.
You can relate it to. That's everywhere. You know?
In the U.S. we have our own people who don't care about anyone else. They just go about it a more different approach, and that works for where we live. So it's just the reality of the world, sadly
enough. Yeah.
But hey, maybe if we just keep talking and having conversations and trying to understand each other, we'll find that like middle ground. But
one day, hopefully, I mean, that's all you can really do is try to understand. I mean,
it's a slow process.
But yeah.
Okay, that will do it for Couch Chats today. So we're gonna move it on over to the whiteboard. All right, here we are at Whiteboard Writings. Our quote is, Bham, you want to give it to us?
Yeah, trying to be perfect is an excuse not to do. It's by one of my favorite motivational speakers, businessman, authors, Gary Vaynerchuk, also known as Gary V. Huge inspiration for me. But yeah, basically, it speaks for itself, though, right? If you're trying to do something like, we'll use content for an example here, like we do a lot. If you're trying to be perfect, trying to make the perfect video, like, I get it. You want your video to be great. But perfection, it's impossible. Yeah. You can't be perfect.
Nobody's perfect.
Like, so, like, it's going to end up kind of stopping you from posting that video for longer. Like, my whole thing is just, you know, making sure it's quality, but make sure you press that post button. Because if you're waiting, then, you know, you're not doing. And it kind of goes hand in hand with the Walt Disney quote from last week. But, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I think, like you're saying, like, the more time you spend into making every little detail perfect, that's more time wasted on another project you could have gone into. Like, it's just like common sense. Like, the more you put into something, the more you get out of it. Like, you should strive for perfections. You want to get to a good spot, but you shouldn't like hold that against yourself if you don't if it's not perfect, because there does come a point where you're starting to lose the quality because you're just taking that time away from yourself.
Yeah, and like, you know, it's just perfection is not possible. So
yeah,
why waste your time worrying like, oh, this cut isn't right, and this could be for anything, right? This could be for, you know, math homework. You know, you got a math homework and you want every single question and every little step to be perfectly correct, dude. You're gonna be sitting there for hours. Just try your best, man. Like, we're not saying don't try. We're just saying, like,
try your best.
Don't strive for perfection, because that's just not. It's false. Like,
it's an idea that will hold us back. Like, everyone wants their thing to be the best or better than something else or something, and that's good. That's like competition right there. But you don't want to go past that line. You wanna stay at that. Hey, am I doing better than I can do? Am I taking that extra step, that extra effort to get it to a good spot, but not taking every single step you can take to get to there?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Dude. It's not possible. Like,
so it's not.
So why waste that energy and that time? So
yeah,
I like this quote.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. Gary Vee is like huge. Like, he started off on selling wine, and then he made a YouTube channel, one of the first wine YouTube channels, and just posted like thousands of episodes before he blew up. Now he has like 4 million subscribers, and he really focuses on business and motivation. He does a lot of speeches, and I've read 2 of his books too. So I love Gary Vee.
Yeah,
he's got some great quotes.
Yeah, no, if he like strived to get that grapevine or not grapevine. That vineyard all perfect, then he would have spent his whole life trying to get it perfect. But he would never get it to be perfect. And he wasted all of this time where he could have been on YouTube or giving motivational speeches or doing all that stuff. It's because he realized that, hey, I've done the best I can do in this. Why not move to the next project and do more?
Like you said, you know, don't strive for perfection. But what I think is, like, instead of trying to be perfect, try to be different. That's really gonna help you out. Like, instead of being like, I want to be the best at this, be like, I wanna be different. What would you rather? Like, someone doing exactly the same thing as someone else, but, you know, it's just not as good, or putting your spin on it and doing something different, because you know, that's really where you're gonna see a lot of growth, I think.
Yeah, no, I think that was a really good quote. All right. Should we kick it back over to the overlook of projections?
Looks like we're about to watch some Matrix. Alright, it's time for projection overlook. Today, the video we're going to be reacting to is The Matrix Resurrections, which is the 4th movie in the Matrix series, which is super exciting. I mean, me and Jacob grew up on those movies, right?
Yeah, no, I remember when I first watched them with my family. I'm pretty sure it was with them. It was like a really... when I first heard about The Matrix, I thought it was just like some random... there's just a whole bunch of nerdy stuff going on.
Yeah.
And then when I watched it, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that movie is goated.
Like, what if this is real? Like, what if we're living in a simulation?
Yeah, it's crazy. And, like, I know we've been, like, anticipating this movie kind of for a while, like, because there's been rumors out there surfacing about it, and now we got the trailer, so super hyped about that, man. Definitely gonna see that in theaters for sure.
No, this is post John Wick.
Yeah,
Keanu
he looks
Reeves.
like John Wick now. So
yeah, so like
it's kind of raw.
I hope he's like as cool as in those movies.
Yeah, for sure. Neo.
Cause like Neo at some point like he just started like what is going on with this dude? But and like in the 3rd movie I would say, and 2nd movie of that, but like I'm curious to see where they go with it. Pretty much.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope. I'm excited.
All right, let's just get into it.
Let's do it.
Thomas, you seem particularly triggered right now. Can you tell me what happened?
I've had dreams that weren't just dreams.
Barney Stinson. How I Met Your Mother.
Oh yeah.
Am I crazy? We don't use that word in here.
Wait, so did the Matrix not happen in this one?
You'll see.
Okay.
He looks like John Wick. Beast.
I
I mean, he is John Wick. He's not Keanu Reeves. He is John Wick.
One pill makes you larger, and one pill makes you
Oh, I know this song. This is Alice in Wonderland.
Oh yeah.
It's like an.
don't do anything.
I think it's a song from like the 70s.
Go ask
Bunch of blue
Alice
pills.
when she's 10 feet.
Time to fly.
Oh, whoa.
Young Morpheus. Yeah, isn't that the idea you get from that? That's not Morpheus, but he looks younger, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not Lawrence Fishburne.
The only thing that matters to you is still here. I know it's why you're still fighting and why you will
They
never
did a
give
good
up.
job on casting for that.
Yeah.
You don't know me.
Throwback.
Oh man. Wait, so is this like a like a different dimension where like no one knows what
I
happened?
have no idea. I think my interpretation is the blue pills maybe are suppressing it all.
Oh yeah, I mean that's kind of like what it always was. Like that's why you asked, do you want to continue your life or do you want to go down the rabbit hole?
Yeah.
Special effects look really good so far.
Yeah, dude.
Wow. Yeah, there's like a lot of like older movies or movie franchises that I feel like could benefit from the special effects nowadays.
Looks pretty fire to me.
Oh man, no, that's a good trailer right
Yeah,
there.
because it didn't give anything away.
A lot
It
of
just-
questions.
Yeah.
That's what a trailer's supposed to do.
Right by Christmas time, it's gonna be lit.
Hey.
I'm hyped for it, man.
Yeah, no, that'll be good.
Definitely like the young Morpheus thing, like that. Like I don't know if it is young Morpheus. Like how do we know, right? It's a trailer, but like that's what I think.
Yeah, no, it looked like him.
He had the glasses on and the pills, and the karate scene was kind of an homage to the first movie.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, like when he was training.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy. I feel like they could go in so many directions with
Yeah.
that, and I hope they go in a good direction. I don't care which direction it is. Like we were saying earlier.
do you think they're
It's going
gonna
in a good
do?
direction.
Do you think they're gonna do another trilogy, or do you think this is just a one-off?
I'm guessing they're probably like treating it like a one-off,
Yeah.
but they have like a trilogy in mind. If that makes sense.
for sure, dude.
Like, I don't know what like they're actually planning, but it seems like they have like an idea of where they're gonna go with it.
Yeah.
But depending on how this movie does, I think that's like whether we'll get
I agree.
more movies
I
or
agree.
not. Like,
And I'm sure it'll do good. I mean, I hope.
yeah.
But you know how many people are just gonna like see it just because it's like Star Wars, right? It wasn't the greatest, but people still saw it and they made
Yeah.
money. So
No, yeah,
it's
no.
probably one of those.
I think so. I think they'll even do a better job than in Star Wars. I hope they
Yeah.
don't make me eat those words. But
And yeah, dude, in the first Matrix, like they like that movie introduced so many like special effects like that were new to Hollywood and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
So now that we're like in 2021, like imagine how much cooler it would be with even better effects. It'd be crazy.
Dude, I don't know about you, but like some of the like technology things just in society
Yeah.
was giving me Psychopaths vibes.
Yeah, the anime.
the holograms that they had. Like,
Yeah,
there was some pretty.
the medicine.
the medicines to keep everyone like down.
Yeah,
I think it'll be a pretty cool movie.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
as long as they just stay true to the Matrix and they don't like go too far
Don't go
away
too far
from
off.
it,
Yeah,
then I think they could do a lot with what they've got. So
Yeah.
well, I'm excited.
me too, man.
I don't know. Should we give that trailer like a rating?
Yeah,
I'd give it like probably like a 9. It's been a long time
Yeah.
since I've seen a good trailer like that.
I'll give it like an 8.7.
Oh, okay.
8.7 on the Barstool Pizza scale.
Barstool pizza scale. All right. Now let's move on over to our last segment.
Open house.
Open house. All right. So for open house, I'm in charge of this one for today. my question for you, Bham the man, Ham, Sam,
Cam,
Bam-a-lam, is, out of all the advice you've ever gotten, what is the most important to you and the one that you've used most in your life? Pretty good advice.
Dude, it was like coming up and I couldn't stop it. Like, when I was gonna talk, it was gonna come out. So. All right. My best piece of advice, man. I've got a lot of pretty good advice, but if I could pick one, it actually was pretty cool because it kind of inspired me to do all this content stuff. Because I'll give you a little backstory. It was at my graduation party. I don't know if anyone else does this, but we had like this little like box where people could write things to you and like put it in the box, so some people would be like, congrats on graduating or whatever. But my uncle put a piece of advice in there, and what it said, and I was kind of going on the path of like, doing school and like, you know, not sure what I want to do. I want to do this content stuff, but I'm not sure. And like, when I was reading them later that next day, his said, it's very simple, but do what you love and you'll be happy. So that was a good piece of advice from my uncle, and ever since that day, it kind of stuck with me because it's true. Like, if you're doing a job you hate, or like, you know, you're doing stuff you hate, you're probably not going to be very happy. So after that, I got that piece of advice, and I don't know, it's kind of stuck with me when you're like, you know, when you get down, just remember, do what you love.
Yeah, no, and I feel like that's especially true for like when you're making content on like YouTube and stuff. Like, if you're making stuff that you're not you don't enjoy yourself, how can you expect anyone else to find joy from it? So like, you're not going to be happy. You're not gonna get the results you want. So
and it's just cool because it kind of like, you know, after that I started vlogging the whole summer, you know, and that was the start of it. So I don't know, maybe that kind of subtly pushed me to do everything. But shout out my uncle. Yeah, so that's my best piece of advice. What about you, dude?
So mine would have to be something my grandpa would tell me a lot. And my grandpa is a psychology professor at a university in Utah. So he has a little bit of knowledge when it comes to these things, I would say, more than others. But he said, all you know is all you know. And like, when you hear that, like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, how could you know more than you've been taught? Like, that's just how it is. But there's just so many layers to it. Like, when you go beyond that and you really understand the significance of, hey, like, all this person knows is he's lived his whole life in a single parent household, or in a 2-parent household, or they lived their life with parents who were mean, or they lived their life with parents who were caring. Like, all they know from life and all they've learned and the mindset that they're in, or the perspective that they're in, is all they know. Like, you can't expect them or judge them for not knowing all the things you know, or knowing all the things someone else knows. It's just go into it with an open mind and understanding is what like I've learned from that, and that's helped me to help other people and help people get through things so, like, countless times. It's helped me get through things because I'm like, I'll be in a situation where I'm like, I can't do this. I'm helpless. I can't get out of this. I'm stuck, or whatever the negative thoughts are. And then I remind myself, well, can I really not do this, or am I just not able to do this because I haven't learned the lesson I needed to be able to overcome this trial? And more often than not, that's usually the case. Yeah. And so I feel like, along with what we were saying earlier, just keep an open mind. Like,
yeah, I like it because it all you know is all you know, right? And it promotes you to kind of like, that quote kind of makes you think like, oh yeah, maybe I should like research some more things. Maybe I should learn. One of the biggest things in life, school sucks, but I think learning's cool. Like, you know, Jacob likes learning too. Like, all you know is all you know, right? So why not try and know more, right? Exactly. Because the more you know,
the more you know.
The more you know.
Exactly, and it'll help you for the next situation you face, right? Like, It's just a part of life. So I'm gonna add in another question into this. If you could give advice to whoever's watching, what would you tell them from where we are now?
It kind of goes similar with my uncle's quote, but basically I would say it's kind of, you know, a lot of people say it, but it is true. I would say don't worry about anyone else when it comes to what you're trying to do in life, whether that be career, you know, mainly career. Don't do what other people want. Do what you want, right? And that kind of goes hand in hand with my whole message: be happy and manifest, and the Fourth Reserve message is we're trying to show everyone you can do you, man. You know how many people they're out there who, you know, probably make fun of me for doing my videos. I don't care. Why? Because I'm doing what I love, and that doesn't affect me. So I would say, when you really, and it's hard, but when you really, it's like a switch. As soon as you make that decision to be like, screw everyone else, I'm gonna do me, then your happiness is just gonna go up. Because if you're living for someone else, you're not doing it right. That's my advice to anyone out there.
Yeah, and like how can you bring more to anyone else if you're not focused on yourself first? Like, you have to refine yourself first and then bring that to people. So
put yourself first, man, and everything. And I'm not saying like don't care about your family or friends, but put yourself first in an aspect of like, you know, oh, today someone asked me to go out, someone asked me to go to a party tonight, but you know, you're not really feeling it, you know, but you just say yes to appease them. You gotta do you, man. Like, you can't go through life living for other people, you know, and you're not gonna be happy.
Yeah, don't be selfish, obviously.
Yeah.
And don't be self-centered, but like, you do matter. Like, saying you don't matter is like saying anyone else doesn't matter. So give yourself some slack and use that slack to make yourself happy. Yeah,
and one more thing, like, little example, I know George Lucas, or even one of my favorite directors, Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino's mom, right? I don't know if we talked about this, but
I don't know.
Quentin Tarantino's own mother told him, "You're never gonna make it in this movie stuff. Get a job. Like, you're never gonna do it." And it's funny because he's a really stubborn guy, but he ended up obviously It
is raining, everybody.
That came out of absolutely nowhere.
It was a very hot, beautiful day today.
Kind of adds a cool vibe.
Now it's raining.
White noise.
Yeah, a little. So hopefully you guys enjoy this.
Yeah, but as I was saying with Quentin Tarantino, his mom told him, "No, you're never gonna make it in movies." And long story short, he obviously did, right? And he's one of the biggest directors ever. And to this day, I don't think he has the best relationship with his mom, but to this day, he's never given her a cent of his money because she didn't believe in his dream. And I think that's a great story. Personally, I would still give money to my mom, but like, he's stubborn, you know. But like, that proved to him, like, no, even his own mother told him, like, nah. But he still did it, and he's huge. So never give a cent.
All he knew was that he was being put down, and to get past that. And he's worked his whole life for that, and he is like
phenomenal director.
Broken so many records for like directors. I would say, like, it's just amazing.
It's just, and it goes back on my quote, my uncle's quote: "Do what you love, and you'll be happy." Right? That's what he loved. He worked at a video store, kind of like Blockbuster, for years, just studying movies. So it kind of goes with Jacob's quote too: "All you know is all you know." Right? He just studied movies, watched movies, and look at him now. So.
Yeah, no, Quentin Tarantino, one of my favorites.
Went on a little tangent there, but I thought it was necessary.
Definitely necessary. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess like my piece of advice that I would give, it's like, you've probably heard this like countless times in different like phrases, but it's learn from the past, prepare for your future,
you say it a lot,
and live in the now.
Yeah. And
to me, that's kind of like what this channel is about. Like, go with the flow.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It's, hey, like, go with living now. Like, focus on the present moment. Just go with it. Mm-hmm. Like, take all the things you've been dealt with and all the past experiences, and then take take the knowledge from those things and use that for the future. Prepare, but like, don't stress on it. If you're stressing about the future, then you're not living in the now. You're not actually enjoying what you need to enjoy. and you're just not going to be happy. You're not going to appreciate the things you have.
Yeah.
If you're constantly worrying about the regrets you have, the things you could have done better, and you're just obsessing over that, then you're just going to be stuck in the past. Like you're not enjoying now. You're not going with the flow.
The future doesn't matter. Why? Because it doesn't exist.
Yeah, the future doesn't exist. The future is literally a concept we've created, like time.
Yeah.
It's literally just us knowing that there's going to be stuff that happens, but we can't. That's not what the future is. The future, anything could happen. Literally anything could happen.
Yeah, and easier said than done, right? With like especially anxiety, like you worry about the future a lot, and that's normal, right? You got a big test coming up. Obviously, you're gonna worry, but when you really hone in on like trying to not worry about the future and live in the now, then you really start to like ground yourself, and you're not as worried. Because why worry about something that's gonna happen anyways, right?
Yeah.
Just prepare, like you said.
Yeah, no, and like the reality of it is if you spend all this time worrying, like he said, and it happens, you just wasted all that time worrying because it's going to happen anyway. Yeah. If you spend all that time worrying and it doesn't happen, then you wasted all that time for something that didn't happen. Yeah,
don't waste your time worrying.
Yeah, we only have so much time on this earth. Like, we can't just be wasting it holding ourselves back. Yeah. Like, we don't, like, there's enough problems in the world. You don't want to be holding yourself back. Like, and it's not as easy as just saying it. It was not an easy process for either of us.
We still do. Yeah. Like you're always gonna worry. That's life. But try to minimize it. Like try to make it so, like Jacob said, you're not wasting your whole day worrying about this big speech you got tomorrow. Like just prepare and do your best. All you can do is your best, right? But if you're not giving your best, then then you should worry a little. Because give it your all. Then you can't worry.
No, exactly. Because life finds a way. No matter how bad it gets, it will always work itself
keep going on.
Yeah, it'll just keep going on. The only thing that is permanent is death. Yeah. Like everything else, you can take back a decision. You can realize you made a mistake. You can learn something from someone else's mistakes, but you can't do more than that.
Yeah, except the tattoo, but you can always get surgery to get that off. But those are pretty permanent for the most part.
Yeah, pretty permanent.
Unless you want to get laser surgery on your arm for 10 years, then tattoo's pretty.
Yeah, that is pretty permanent. I take it back.
No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, no. You have anything else you want to?
No, I think that was a really deep talk. Like I said, I love these. We're gonna be doing a lot more of these, and just pick at the brain. See what's deep in there. See what your inner thoughts are, and what drives you. When you talk about motivation, you tend to get a little more motivated. So
no. So, just one last thing. What's a piece of advice that you've heard that your favorite piece of advice? What's a piece of advice you'd give to someone? Like, throw it in the comments.
Yeah, put it down below.
We honestly we just want to know, get to know each other. Like you're getting to know us, so we like to get to know you guys. Yeah.
Don't be afraid to comment.
Don't be afraid. So, all right, and with that, I think we'll wrap things up and just go with a little outro for you guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to his channel.
Thank you.
Bham
Prod. We're making that return this week with YouTube content. So
and check out Fourth Reserve. All our intro videos should be up, and we've got 3 episodes of our other podcast we got going on, which is the Forecast.
We're rolling,
and that's been fun too. So check it out, and hope you enjoyed this video. And remember, keep going.